With the recent controversy surrounding SMCI, is it worth a deeper dive? Well, let's take a look and let's use the Pulse framework that I've been using professionally for over a decade. Let's load it up. Let's switch to the Excel view. And we're going to put in the ticker SMCI, the Super Microcomputer, and give it a second to load. And we're going to go through it and decide if it's worth a lot more research or not, which is what this framework really is for. All right, so let's start with economic profits, which is the P in Pulse. And here the chart is pretty amazing. You know, you have this company that wasn't making much profits. Now economic profits are rising. You can see return on capital is nicely above its cost of capital. So great. Now, underlying free cash flow, the U, not so great. It's bouncing around. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but perhaps they're investing, and you can see that because invested capital, those little dots, the kind of pink orange dots are rising. So maybe there's a good explanation there. So kind of a question mark on the cash flow. Looking at the L, or the leverage, you can see right here that the net debt to EBITDA is 1 times. No, that's not bad. You know, I would call it pretty good. They have a fair amount of cash on the balance sheet. So I would say this is a good number. Looking at the valuation metrics, the S and the E, starting with a smooth free cash flow yield, that's negative. So that's not great. You know, it's definitely actually pretty bad on a smooth basis. Of course, since the company is growing rapidly recently, it'd be more interesting to see how it's valued on more recent metrics, and that's where the E comes in. The EV cap rate of about 6%. That's not, you know, it's not super low, meaning the expectations are not particularly high, but they're not low either. 6 is so-so. So if I were to summarize, you have, you know, amazing economic profits. You have kind of a questionable free cash flow. You have a good balance sheet, but an interesting valuation. So for me, this would be a pass. Wouldn't be interested in this here, perhaps at a lower price. And if you guys want to get this template and do it yourself, link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.